Sprawl and Brawl. It is episode number 79? Yes, 79. We're almost up to 80, which means we're 20 away from 100. I'm Matt. We're here every Monday. It's December 18th. Steiner.
Yes.
We're almost at 100.
You're still talking 20 weeks away. That's
I guess so. That's almost half a year.
right.
Almost. Getting close to it.
Yeah.
So this is a show where we talk about MMA for the most part and other combat sports sometimes and other random shit. It happens. You know, podcasts. It's not like radio or TV. We don't give a shit. There's no shits being given here. None. Megasearcher.com is down. That's how much shits we don't give. No, it's going to be back up soon. So stay attuned to that because that's how we get our podcast out. So we don't have a podcast. The podcast feed is broken right now. If you want to check out the MP3 feeds, SoundCloud is a place you can do that. So soundcloud.com/Megascorcher. Go check that out. Actually, it is Megascorcher TV. I made it Megascorcher TV, whatever. And then you can also find our videos on YouTube. But if you want to watch us live as well, we're on YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer, and it's all Megascorcher TV. It's just look up Megascorcher TV. Odds are you'll find us somewhere. So let's start off with the MMA results of the week. I'll talk about some of the indie MMA that I watched before I go into the Fox UFC card of the week. So there's this company in Germany. They have a pretty funny name. They're called We Heart MMA or We Love MMA, whatever you want to call it. They're interchangeable. It means the same thing.
Mm.
But this guy, what's his name? Lam Ali Hatiev. He punched this dude right in the ribs, and he crumpled, and it was done. KO, punch to the ribs. It's pretty impressive. He was getting punched to the body pretty often, so
That was pretty close to a liver shot.
Yes, it was also It rattled everything.
It was a little high and a little further back, but I'm still sure.
I'm sure it hurt his liver and his ribs. Let's say
yes.
that. So that was a good fight. What else happened at? Do I have another replay? That's what I'm trying to remember. I think I do. From We Heart MMA. Let's see. Oh yeah, I do. I do. So I'm not even gonna play the replay. What happened is a dude got a rear naked choke, and the ref stopped it like Herb Dean did that one time, but there was no tap. So then it was just like, what the hell happened? And then the dude that got the rear naked choke, he got up, and his left knee was fucked up. So when he got the rear naked choke, he was on the dude's back, right? But the dude kind of like slammed him down, and I guess he landed on his knee weird, and I guess he probably tore his ACL or something. It did not look good.
Right.
He could not even put any weight on it, like zero weight at all. So, the fight would have been done, and the other dude would have won. The dude that did not tap out would have won. But the ref fucking called rear naked choke tap out. So
what was he wasn't unconscious?
No, he wasn't unconscious, and he was not screaming. He was not making any noise. So,
well, if you're unconscious, you wouldn't be.
Oh no! But, but if you're getting choked and you're going,
well, you'd be making the gurgling. You'd be making gurgling noises if you're.
Yeah, but the ref could theoretically stop the fight if you do that.
Yes. Yeah.
It's in his discretion, but there was none of that. The choke wasn't even on for that long. So I don't know what that ref was thinking.
Maybe it was a payday.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Titan FC aired on Friday night as well. I have one highlight from it, I believe. Where is it? I have no. I do only have one. It was from the main event for the featherweight title. Luis Gomez got this. So it's funny because I saw this. I was watching it, and it's like, we saw this last year, the exact same thing. And then I looked it up. It's the same dude. He did the exact same thing. So he grabs the dude's arm, and then he kind of like does like a spin, and then he pulls the dude down, and it's like a takedown, and then he slams the dude's down face first. It's a fucking wicked move. that clearly he's worked on because this is the second time he does it in a pro fight, and it's fucking wicked. It's awesome. It's fucking awesome. I love this move. It's it's crazy that he can do it and that he did it twice now. So there you go. I love that move. That's sweet. So there you go. I think that's about it for the highlights of the indie MMA that I watched this weekend.
Well, if he set that up properly, he probably could even get a straight armbar out of it.
He could do a bunch of stuff, but the 2 times he did it, he knocked him out
just
straight up with the
TKO.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I do have one more replay here. This is a highlight of the year, perhaps. There was a double KO that happened. I don't even know what the event is, but kind of like Mitrione and Fedor.
Fedor,
yeah. Where one of them was hurt less and he was able to get up and kill the other dude right away. That's what happened. The ref did a good job. He stepped in right away. He's like, okay, yeah, no, the dude's already dead. He doesn't need to be taking this one punch. So it's a good stoppage by the ref and a great fight. This was in Russia, I believe. This was EFN or might have been Brazil. Who knows? I don't even know. I think that was Brazil, actually, because there was also an EFN this weekend. Anyways, let's talk about Fox. UFC on Fox. I watched all of it. The first fight was... Well, okay, so before I go into it, I guess, 3 fights got canceled. The fight with Tim Elliott, his opponent was like 16 pounds overweight or something. He didn't even weigh in. He was just like, I can't even weigh in.
Wow, okay.
I'm way off. Yeah. So that fight got canceled. Tim Elliott got his fight money, but not his win money, which he was not happy about that. Because technically, it is kind of a forfeit. Like you both signed. There was a contract. He showed up to weigh in. Like he did everything. He did everything that was on the contract for him to do.
Yep.
So sucks for him. It's a weird
it
situation.
Should technically go as a loss if you can't weigh in. But
to me, weigh in. Yeah, sure. Weighing in. Yeah. I guess.
Like if you can't make the weigh in, like it should be a forfeit. It should be a loss on your record.
Yes. If you don't show up at all, yeah.
And well, the thing is, then the UFC would still probably have to pay him or something like that because then there was, I don't know.
I just put a clause in there: if you don't make your weight, you don't get paid.
Well, I guess that'd even go to the athletic commission on some cases because
well, they do take some of their money and give it to the other dude, depending, and then it goes by weight now too. No, the more you fucking go over, the more it goes to the other dude. Yeah, because it was 30% that last fight, but it's because it was like he was like what 3 pounds over or some shit. He was pretty high.
Yeah.
So they took a lot of his money. Okay, so that first fight, it was Jordan Mean and Eric Silva. God damn, man, Eric Silva. He has not delivered on any of the hype he had once upon a time.
No, well, it was right around that 2015 era time that he just kind of nosedived.
Well, who beat him? That wrestler dude, American, not too exciting. Ever since then, Eric Silva's been not.
What, Koscheck or
was it? No, not Koscheck. It was was it? Oh man.
Oh, he beat Koscheck. Sorry.
Who beat him? It was a while ago. John Fitch. John Fitch. Fitch. Yes, Fitch. That's what I was thinking of. He's a boring dude.
No, like he came back and did a couple of really nice fights. Like he got a bunch of performance of the night.
Oh no, I'm not saying that he didn't have cool stuff after that fight, but that fight is the fight where it was just like, I don't know about this Eric Silva dude.
Well, that was still a fight of the night, apparently, which I don't like.
I remember that fight.
I don't remember that fight.
Well, if it was in Brazil, I could see how Brazil would have been super hyped about that fight because Silva did okay. He did okay, but every time he go out to the ground, like, I don't know, that fucking John Fitch, you know how he is. All right. So that was the first fight. Jordan Mean one is pretty one-sided. He hit Jordan Mean hit Silva a lot, and Mean even took him down.
Yeah,
like it was weird. It was a weird fight. I did not like it. It was pretty boring. And then the Fox Sports 1 card started with Alessio Gicarico versus Alawale Bombase. And hey, I have a replay of this. This was amazing.
Well, this was a very short fight.
It was very short, and that knee. Well, I guess it was technically 2 knees, but it was the one knee that ended it. I don't see how he didn't see that second knee coming, because it was pretty clear he tried to knee you that first time, and then that second time it was just a boom right on the fucking chin, or I guess it was a temple, the facial area. It was on the temple. Yeah, it was a short fight. I wouldn't say Oluwole looked bad. It's just that it was short. I actually think Oluwole was probably winning the fight up until that point.
Well, just like I didn't see the whole fight, or actually any of it, I guess.
The first round,
the strikes are seeming to be very weird. Like it's saying that they only threw like 6 strikes. And,
no. The fight was not good.
Yeah.
The finish was good, but the fight was not good. That was a common thing with that night. Is the fights were either not good or very good. I did not see any fights that were just like they were in the middle. No, they were all very crappy or very good. John Makdessi versus Abel Trujillo. This was a weird one. Makdessi just took control the whole time. Trujillo looked weird in this fight.
Yeah, well, he's a pretty big lightweight, so that may have had something to do with it.
Oh, but I was expecting Trujillo to be able to catch Makdessi and maybe knock him out. But no, he didn't. He even went for some takedowns at some points because he was getting hit so much. So this fight was weird. Look, I don't hate Makdessi. He's Canadian. I love him. But Abel Trujillo can definitely fucking hit some fools.
Yeah,
in the face.
But again, he typically does well when it's somebody who's looking to bang with him.
I suppose.
If it, like Makdessi would be.
Oh no! Well, Makdessi goes out there and swings, but he specifically said in the post-fight interview that he was out here to win and not to fight a dumb fight, and he was there to be smart. He said that in the post-fight, and that's what he did. He took over and won all the 3 rounds, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, it looked numerically pretty one-sided.
And then Nordine Taleb and Danny Roberts. These two were supposed to fight other people, but they both missed weight. They got canceled, and now they faced each other. Nordine Taleb. This was the head kick, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. He hit him with his toes, which was the screwed up part. That he still had that much impact just to knock him the fuck out with his toes.
Well, it is weird, right? Because it kind of like grazed off of his hand too. Like it wasn't just like it grazed off his hand and then came off his head. But I guess it was perfect placement. It just came off on the temple.
Yes, it was.
So yeah, there you go. That was that fight. This is pretty short. First round.
Like that was a very short fight.
6 total strikes in the fight. So there you go. Taleb, man, he looks great.
Like his record at 170 is pretty good.
Oh, overall, everything about him, his record, him in general, svelte-looking motherfucker, that dude. No, all right then. I'm the only one. I'm the only one that can admit when dudes are nice looking. Here's somebody that's not nice looking. Chad Laprise. He's okay. He's not terrible looking, but he's not svelte like Talib is. Anyways, I called this one. I thought this fight would definitely end with a KO, and it did. Chad Laprise looks very good too.
Yeah.
So he moved up as well too, right? He's at 170 now.
I thought he was always at 170. Well, he won the Ultimate Fighter at 170.
Oh, okay.
He fought Ross Pearson. That would have had to have been at 55.
I'm pretty sure that his last 2 fights were at 70. I'm pretty sure his last 2 fights were at 70. And then before
this one definitely was. And then
before that, I'm pretty sure he was fighting 55.
Carmozzi, he fought Carmozzi, so that would have been at 170.
Mm-hmm. So anyways, this fight was great. Chad Laprise looked good. He was actually losing at first. I thought Buffon.
Well, he got knocked down. He got knocked down.
Yeah. He totally.
But he was able to recover quite well from it.
Mm-hmm. He was. You see the knockdown right there. But he recovered nice. He even got a takedown, which for some reason it lists it as like a Galore Buffando takedown. Oh no, sorry, my bad. It says knockdown. Got the rows confused.
He did a trip and then
and then ground and pounded him. Even on the feet, he looked good though. So Chad Laprise looked okay. Like even if he did get knocked down, the whole fight as a whole, he looked good. He showed that he can definitely come back from
adversity.
Yes, which is something you need in the UFC.
And
then Marquez versus Stewart was next. This got fight of the night. The Battle of the Beards is what this was billed as. And no, this fight was good. A lot of punches for how quick of a fight it was.
Yeah.
Well, significant strikes is what I should say.
Well, Stewart is a striker and came and started wrestling almost. Like he jumped on his back and a bunch of shit and almost had a rear naked, did he not, at the end of the first? Or
maybe
in the first? That's what I'm remembering, but
honestly, I only remember the end of this fight. So, and I remember the post-fight interview, and I remember Julian Marquez being pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's
well, I watched the post-fight. I watched the you're talking about the interview in the cage or in the backstage?
Both.
Okay.
Julian seems like a very funny dude and a very honest dude as well. He does not seem to want to sugarcoat shit. He will tell you what he feels. He's pretty funny. And then this fight, Jared Cannonier versus Jan Blachowicz. I thought this fight was going to end with a KO, and it did not. It did not. Went to decision. Not that it was a bad fight. It's just they were very tentative. You could tell that they respected each other's power. This fight, because they were staying away. They were on the outside for the majority of this fight. They were not in the pocket. Like fucking 26 to 50 significant strikes in 3 rounds. That last fight had more than that in less than. It was like 2 rounds. Anyways, yeah, I was underwhelmed by this fight. I was expecting way more. Cannonier and Blachowicz, the last fights were very good. This fight, not so much. And then went on to the main card. Teixeira and Serkinov started off. Serkinov looked bad.
Well, he started striking pretty well. He hurt Teixeira quite well twice, almost with 2 separate strikes. And then Teixeira just grabbed him, dragged him to the ground, mounted him, started choking him. He flipped him over and just started beating the shit out of him in back mount. Once it went to the ground, it was completely Teixeira's boxing and chin are not very good, but
on the ground it wasn't even close.
Pretty good. It was, and I don't know. Both of them were apparently black belts, but I'm thinking one of those black belts is not a real black belt.
Oh, sure, but they both look tired.
Well, that's what I was expecting from Teixeira.
Yeah, sure, but it was 1 round.
Yeah, well, it wasn't even a whole round. It was only 3 minutes of a round. And the thing is, Teixeira comes out and starts going like this to Cormier. That's then broadcasting.
Cormier would
that was a horrible fight.
Cormier would kill him.
I know he would. He would absolutely fucking destroy him.
There's so many, and all the fighters that you would consider for Cormier would also probably kill him.
Yeah.
Ozdemir is the only one that I'm maybe on. But everybody else...
Ozdemir, I think, would be a good enough counter wrestler not to be taken down. And he would
probably.
Beat the fuck out of him.
Yes.
Against Teixeira, I think he's going to get his ass kicked against Cormier. But Teixeira, I think he would crush Teixeira. I think his counter wrestling is good enough, and his boxing and striking is way better than Teixeira's.
Mm-hmm.
It's if Teixeira could get him down would be the thing. And is he going to get knocked out before that? I think he would any which way. So.
Mm-hmm.
But the light heavyweight division is very weird.
Yeah, it's very top heavy, and there's not a lot of talent in it.
Which is typically what it's always been.
Yes and no. I mean,
you typically have the 3. You had Couture, Liddell and
when
Tito,
John Jones was coming up, it was okay because you had Vitor there just destroying motherfuckers at the same time. Who was the champ during that time? Was it who?
Well, no, that's the thing is the belt kept changing hands every fucking fight. No one actually defended the belt until Jones got there. So it went from...
Well, I'll try to remember, who did Jones beat for the belt? Was it Vitor? No, it wasn't Vitor.
It was Shogun.
Oh, yeah.
Shogun beat...
Lyoto?
Lyoto beat
Rashad.
Rashad beat Forrest?
Rampage?
Or... I don't fuck... Yeah, but it kept just changing hands. It was... not a very good division.
I think Rashad beat Rampage. No, there was no belt in there. No, I'm wrong.
I think it was Forrest.
Possible. Who did Forrest beat?
I have no fucking clue.
All right, so the next fight, Ponzinibbio versus Mike Perry. Not that this fight was bad. They both looked damaged after the fight, and they both definitely landed a lot of shots, and it was not a bad fight. But I was expecting more out of this fight. I thought that these two guys would destroy each other, and somebody would get KO'd or something, but it did not happen. Ponzinibbio looked very good, though. I guess that's all I can say about that fight. How did you feel about Ponzinibbio and Perry?
Perry was swing and a miss most of the fight. It was really what I was like. He kept just loading. He needs to set it up. I guess like
in the first round, I was saying like his girlfriend's the fourth corner. That's not fair. And then she's actually in this corner. I was like, oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Rashad beat Forrest. Forrest beat Rampage. Rampage beat Liddell.
Okay, that missing link was Forrest. I knew Rampage had it, but
yes, because I remember Rampage is the one who beat Liddell, but then it was just the numbering and the way that all worked.
So Mike Perry is one of those dudes where I could see him being a star because he does have a personality. That's I believe his personality. He's not bullshit, you know.
Yeah, fair enough. But the thing, like the shit he was saying, like the thing, like cool, like it's just the cost check thing. Is you're just looking for that one punch, or like you don't get it if you're like once you're up in that top 5 or whatever, you will not get that one punch unless it's like the dude's just like you somehow exhausted the guy out and then you just fucking shove it down.
That's the thing. It depends how you get that one punch, right? If you get that one punch just by sheer attrition and trying to just get it over and over, it's not going to work.
Yeah, right. Like you need to set it up and then tire him out, hit him to the body.
Yeah, you need other things. That's the weird thing about Koscheck. Koscheck did have other things. He did,
and then he stopped doing it, and that's what pissed me off.
He could have taken people down and grinded them down, and then maybe fucking get a knockout.
No, but even like Koscheck at one point in time was head kicking people and doing weird, and then he just started looking for that right hand, trying to knock people out. But,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like he had so many other things that he could have done.
He learned so much shit and then just resorted to the one.
To get to that one punch KO that he wanted to get. If he really wanted to, he could have grinded down a dude and then done that punch. But no.
Yep.
No. The only thing I don't like about Perry is his name calling, like Santiago Pinocchio, and all the fake names he calls people. Whatever. I'm not into that.
But yeah, like he was just looking for that one, and he was way wide on his. Like, yes, if he hits something, he's gonna fucking crush it. But hitting something clean when you're swinging that wide is very difficult at high levels. And
Ponzinibbio is built to move.
Yeah,
he has power.
He was moving really well in the first round, and then slowed down a little bit in the second and the third.
He has power, but his power mostly comes from his speed.
Yeah.
Anyways, the next fight, the co-main event, Lamas versus Emmett. A very short fight. Emmett knocked Lamas out in 36 seconds.
Yeah.
Some punches before the knockout were even really good and hurt Lamas. So yeah, Lamas did not look good the whole 36 seconds.
No.
I thought.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what that was about entirely. Now, if it was just the way and it was moving that kind of threw Lamas off, or was it just he didn't feel well, or what? Because I didn't hear anything from Lamas or Lamas's corner from after the fact. Or now, not to say that they're going to say, oh yeah, he had staph the 2 weeks before the fight or something like that, so he was in. But
well, let's say he had staph and they didn't say anything. I respect him even more.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah. Not to say it was just staph. It could have been even what Cruz had. He had the plantar fasciitis crap, and he still went in and fought Garbrandt. Like,
well, because look at GSP versus Bisping. There's no way he was 100% in that.
No,
fight. There's no way.
Yeah, no. Well, he had colitis, so no way he was that 100%.
Right. So, like, even if he lost, I don't know if he would have even used that as an excuse. I feel like
he probably wouldn't have.
He probably would have said it like a month after, like, yeah, I have colitis.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was the UFC on Fox. It ended with Lawler and Dos Anjos. That fight was okay. It was 5 rounds.
Well, the thing, okay, round 1 and round 2, very good. Round 3 started off all right and then went kind of weird because Lawler just fell over. And then round 4 and 5 were 10-8 rounds in my. But Lawler fucked his leg up, or his knee, his left leg or left knee was fucked up.
Yes, he was getting.
The fight should have been stopped.
He was getting kicked a lot at his.
No, but that was his right leg. It was his left leg that he was stumbling on. So I think the referee should have stopped the fucking fight because there was something wrong with fucking Lawler's leg, and it was horribly clear that there was something wrong with Lawler. Like, he was up against the cage for like 10 minutes trying to counterpunch. He was not moving. He was just backed up against the cage trying to counterpunch as best he fucking could on one leg. Well, actually half a leg, because yeah, the leg kicks from Dos Santos fucked up his calf really bad on his right. So, like, that, I think that fight should have been stopped because Lawler was not defending himself.
So you said that the first and the second were good, but I also thought that they were super one-sided as well.
Well, but okay, so that barrage that Dos Santos put together, 3 of the 28 shots he threw actually connected.
Yes, but it's, you still have to consider that who was on the aggressive side and who was covering up.
I'm not
the cage.
saying that. But the thing is, then Lawler came back and did a similar thing back to Dos Santos.
Oh, yeah, no. The fight, the first 2 rounds were
the first round were good.
They were entertaining, but I don't know if I would call it a great fight.
No, as a whole, like, the first 2 rounds were good. It was entertaining. Yes. It was a good fight. Round 3, things went weird, and 4 and 5, I think the fight should have been stopped. I don't
get why corners don't call fights more often.
Yeah, like, he was not moving properly.
I get that I get that your fighter's gonna be pissed in the short run, and maybe in the long run he'll be pissed. He'll leave the gym.
Yeah.
But I would rather fucking a dude leave my gym than fucking get killed for fucking 2 solid straight rounds.
The thing is, Dos Santos' shots weren't hurting him directly, but it's still unnecessary damage that someone who's been fighting for as long as Lawler shit could still happen to.
I don't know. He got hit a lot in the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, no, he did. The strikes were pretty stupid, but they weren't devastating shots.
No, we've seen Lawler go through worse, but still, man.
The thing is, they were still undo. Like, there was no way in hell he was winning that fight with on half a leg.
Well,
literally half a leg.
That's the point. Is like when you're that deep into a fight and it's clear as
the corner.
There's no way he's gonna win.
Well, technically, I think the ref should have stopped it because he was obviously not moving properly. He was obviously not being able to defend himself properly. Like, if Dos Santos went in for a takedown there, I'm pretty sure you could have just fucking wrapped him up in some leg lock and he would have tapped within seconds. Just by touching that left leg, I'm sure Lawler would have just said, okay, yeah, done. I can't fucking stand or can't do anything.
I'm definitely excited to see what Dos Anjos does next. That's the thing now.
No, but that's the thing. I think Lawler wanted to go to the late game in this fight, and then he got hurt or was hurt or something, and it just completely fucked up his game plan.
Possible.
But because in the 3rd round, Lawler was winning that fight until he was taken down, or winning that round until he was taken down.
Mm-hmm. And Dos Anjos got a second win too. He was getting tired.
Yes, yeah. And it was once he realized that Lawler was hurt is when it was the 4th round he came out and started doing a lot more.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it was a good card. It wasn't super amazing or anything.
Yeah, I just that annoyed me that the ref or his corner didn't stop that, because dude, why let that go on?
And then there was some boxing in Laval, Quebec. David Lemieux was fighting against Billy Joe Saunders, sorry. And David Lemieux got fucking destroyed for 12 rounds. Destroyed. He got outboxed like a motherfucker. And they were thinking about putting David Lemieux against Triple G or Canelo next. Because his
That's
fights,
obviously not going to happen.
Well, no, but because David Lemieux, his fights before that were all super exciting. He was getting KOs and TKOs and fucking outboxing motherfuckers. But then he fights this is Billy Joe Sanders' first fight outside of Ireland, I think. And he destroyed Lemieux. It wasn't even funny. So that happened. And then Victory FC 59 was also happening after UFC on Fox. I'm trying to remember if anything actually happened on that card. I'm going to say no because I don't remember. But Rachel Ostovich's husband was fighting in the main event. And he got rear naked choked in the first round by the champion. So, he lost a champion. He got a title shot. I guess that's good. Literally the only dude I know on the card, Yuri Villafort, got a guillotine also in the co-main event and retained his title. The 170 pound, yes, he is 170. So, that was all right. The numbers for UFC on Fox overnight, the numbers 1.78 million viewers. That is the lowest numbers of the year for Fox.
Nah, I guess you do have some other, it's just that time of the year, though. I don't know how many, because Christmas shopping and all this other shit, you're talking it's
but this is Saturday night. This is fight night.
Yeah, but you're still talking, I guess maybe the main event people would be back by or whatever, but then people are tired because they've been at the mall all fucking day and this and that. I don't know how many people would really...
Oh, I love that the fights start earlier when they're on Fox. That's my favorite part about the fight.
Yeah, no, that's you and I though. So, but I'm talking about the casuals, the ones that
that's what I'm saying. The casuals love watching TV more at 10 than at 1. So this is weird.
Yeah,
this is 100% weird to me because I don't know because last year at this time of the year the UFC was super hot. December was probably the best month for UFC last year. It was up there. It was close. So the number was down 34% from the same time last year when they did the Fox card. That's a pretty big drop.
But then that Fox card was also Paige Van Zandt, so there would have been a lot of fucking Dancing with the Star fans.
And Uriah Faber. There.
Yeah, but the Paige Van Zandt, there would have been a lot of people from Dancing with the Stars, people wanting to watch her, and then she ended up getting choked the fuck out with him.
Yes and no. I don't know about that.
No, that was part of Paige's whole thing is that she went onto that show and got a lot of popularity.
I get the appeal of her and I get the appeal of that, but how many people watched? Was Ronda on that show? She was on that show, right?
No.
What show was Ronda on?
I didn't know Ronda was on a show.
Ronda was on a show. There's one show. She's let me. Yeah, then I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking of then.
She was on WWE is the only thing that's coming up here.
I guess so.
Or the Ellen Show. She was on the Ellen Show crying about wanting to have babies with...
I want to say she was on the Ellen Show before that, but I could be wrong. Anyways, that's bad. We'll see what the numbers do after they actually compile them.
Yeah,
this is just the overnight numbers, but
because the PVR numbers could have been.
Oh well, it's not even the PVR numbers. This is the overnight numbers. They get them at midnight, and usually they accumulate more numbers the next day. So it's probably gonna go up a little bit, but yeah. Anyways, hey Bisping, it's not been a great year for him. He has been ordered to pay his ex-manager $400,000 in unpaid commissions dating from 2005 to 2011. And right now, they're dealing with who has to pay the legal fees. That's Bisping's probably going to have to pay that if I had to guess.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be more than 400,000.
I don't fully I guess it does depend on whatever the contract was indicating.
Oh well. Yeah, whatever the hell the contract said was clearly
no. But the thing is, even if like you have, because 2005, when did Bisping start fighting in the UFC?
It must have been around 2006, 2007.
Yeah, so there was probably some stipulation in his original contract with this Anthony guy that then said if he were to go on, that he would still be able to get his cut because thanks to him he got to this point or whatever stupid thing.
Well, it's probably a certain amount of years or something.
Yeah, which then over the 2005 to 2011 somehow adds up to $400,000. That's a lot of fucking money for.
I wonder if he knew he was going to lose this, and this is why he took the Kelvin fight. It's funny too. They had a scuffle outside the court, waiting for the proceedings to happen. Whatever that means. I'm sure that means that Bisping was just screaming at him and was being an idiot, if I had to guess. So Tyrone Woodley is getting shoulder surgery after all. So, the Diaz fight's not happening, nothing's happening, so he's just like, I'm gonna go get the surgery, I guess.
Like, I don't, like, yeah, why would you wait this long to get the surgery?
Well, because he was actually thinking he would have a fight.
He's not gonna have a fight against Nate Diaz.
Well,
Nick Diaz,
he might have thought that there was other people besides Diaz. And the UFC just didn't give him anybody, and he was like, okay,
Nick Diaz would be an interesting fight, to be honest. Nate does not make any fucking sense whatsoever. I don't know how that became such a big thing of just the stupidity of anything.
So Sterling is out indefinitely, suspended after that super scary KO he got from Marlon Moraes at UFC Fresno. So yeah, to get freaking be able to fight again, he has to be cleared by a doctor. When they see his brain is back to normal or whatever the hell they're going to do to his brain to make sure it's good.
Isn't it normally just a 90-day or something?
No, I think the highest for a KO is 120 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is just indefinite. You have to then get cleared. It's
he has to get cleared. This guy is suspended indefinitely.
Wow.
And this card had a lot of even Marlon Moraes.
That Sterling knockout, that knee was stupidly, crazily disgusting.
But Marlon, he's the one that did the KO, and he's suspended until his pinky finger, he got a fracture in it. So until it heals, he cannot do anything.
Yeah. Well, that fracture would be what, 4 weeks maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a big deal.
There was a bunch of injuries on that card. Yeah. So you can just go check out the medical suspensions. There was a bunch of them. Lyoto Machida versus Eric Anders is headlining UFC Belém in Brazil, February 3rd.
That makes more sense why it's a headline.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know where Belém. I thought it was in Europe. But
no, there's a lot of Brazilians on this card. They've announced a lot of fights. We'll talk about it when we're.
Well, I'm just like Lyoto's okay, and then Eric Anders actually looks pretty good in his fight.
Oh yeah, I could see Anders just destroying.
But just to be the headliner, I guess is where I had the issue with it. Like if this was the co-main event, cool, but
I don't have a problem with this being the main event.
Well, in Brazil, that makes.
I don't care. It could be in the U.S. I don't care as long as it's on a pay-per-view, because I ain't paying for a Lyoto Machida pay-per-view.
Yeah,
I would have in 2009 or whatever the fuck it was. It was before 10. I'm pretty sure it was before 10. It might have been around 10, but I'm pretty sure.
I closed that tab to.
I'm trying to remember. Was the Xbox 360 the PS? How long ago was that? Well, I'm looking it up. I'm looking this up. Machida. Lyoto Machida. He started in the UFC in 2007. Jesus Christ. 2007, and then he won the title. He won the title in 2009. May 2009. Yeah. I knew it was before 2010. I just didn't know how much before.
Oh, I guess Lyoto did fight Shogun once, and was it a draw or was it
No, he fought Shogun twice.
Yeah, I know.
No, he won the first time, and then he lost the second.
He did win. Okay, but he didn't really win the first time, though.
Well, it was debatable.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought Shogun won. That fight was really close that I didn't really care which way it went either way. I did not see it as a robbery like a lot of people did. But then, he got KO'd after that, so
yes,
justice is served, I guess. Mayweather versus McGregor, the pay-per-view numbers all came in. Showtime calculated all that shit. It is the second top pay-per-view of all time in North America. In North America specifically. So it did 4.3 million. Pac-May did 4.6. And it produced around $600 million of revenue. That's pretty insane. And this counts video streaming. This counts pay-per-view buys. This counts everything. Like Showtime released everything, so those are all the numbers. So that's pretty insane. 4.3 is still pretty all right. I would not complain about that. And if they did fucking McGregor Pacquiao right now, I wonder if it would reach 4. Would you be interested in that fight?
No, not really.
All right, good. McGregor said that he would be fighting in the UFC next this week. He's claiming that. Who knows what that means? It could all be bullshit, but
Yep, I would. Anything that comes out of his mouth is pretty much bullshit to me. But hey, it has been for quite some time.
Robert Foley's longtime MMA coach. He used to coach at Extreme Couture. He died. His wife just released a statement and don't know how, don't know what happened, but that sucks. He coached a lot of Extreme Couture fighters like Misha Tate and her boyfriend. What's his name again? Caraway.
Brian Caraway. Yeah.
Or ex-boyfriend, I guess I should say.
Were they? Are they? I don't.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's why she retired. Because she was, because I want to say the last fight he was not in her corner. She purposely did not want him there, so I'm assuming there was shit going on between those two that exacerbated her MMA issues. So Edmonton, did we talk about this? They banned all combat sports.
Yeah.
But so this includes WWE, and WWE had an event in Edmonton. And they canceled it.
What was the reasoning for them? For something to do with?
Because Tim Hague died in that boxing fight. So the investigation got released over the last week, and they found out that Edmonton did not follow their own rules. So the commission was negligent. Because something he was in a fight like I think 3 weeks before this where he got KO'd. So he wasn't even supposed to be fighting another fight. And they also said that they were mismatched very badly, that he shouldn't have even been fighting that fight either. So, but I think that happens way more often in boxing than people like to admit.
Yeah.
So, and people don't die. This was just, it's a Edmonton's weird. I would not ban anything, especially fucking wrestling.
Well, wrestling, like there's no weight cutting in wrestling. There's no. Like the weight cutting is a big thing, and then obviously getting punched in the head multiple times.
Yeah, but they didn't ban or boxing or MMA because of the weight cutting. It's because this guy died, right? It's because of Tim Hague dying.
Oh no, I get that, but it is just that could be one of the reasons why he died. They're going to be.
Oh yeah, sure, but no. Well, the investigation, that's not what they came to. They came to that it's because he's been knocked out before, and.
Well, it was probably an aneurysm or something. That would be my guess.
Well, he got knocked out a few times in the fight too. So, knocked down.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
But yeah, like WWE, I really don't understand.
Yeah, I think it's all bullshit. This was a boxing fight. I don't even think it should affect MMA in any way. Like UFC should be able to go. Nobody fucking dies in UFC.
Well, it's still this. Yeah, but again, why is it Edmonton? Well, like Edmonton and Calgary have both their own.
Yes.
Huh. Okay,
So they can all go do stuff in Calgary if they want. No problem.
Yeah, and they probably will, or because of that.
WWE's probably going to have well, they probably did already have a Calgary event because that's what WWE does. When they were
but this was in February. Event was canceled. So
yeah, but they probably have.
I'm sure they will have like I would assume it would have been the week before, or the week after that they would come to Calgary,
or the same week.
Same. Whatever. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, they do SmackDown.
Well, because they do SmackDown and Raw, and then they do house shows. So
okay,
they don't always do the televised shit in cities.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Hey, talk about Canada and Canadians, I guess. Olivier Aubin-Mercier is going to fight Gilbert Burns on Fox in Orlando in February.
Okay.
That Fox card, there's a few fights announced for it. We'll talk about it when it comes closer to it, but I think that fight card will be okay. I'm trying to remember where it is. UFC on Fox. I'm going to look it up.
Orlando. Orlando's a pretty big place. So.
Okay. Oh, he said Orlando already. I'm an idiot.
I would assume
this is Jacare versus Brunson too. That's a pretty alright main event.
Okay.
Yeah. And Ovin St. Preux versus Alir Latifi. I'm assuming Latifi is going to get his ass destroyed, but I could be 100% wrong. Could be 100% wrong.
Yeah, St. Preux is very weird. Like he's either an axe murderer or.
And I feel Latifi is pretty consistent. He's not super amazing, but he knows what he's doing, and he can beat people. That's for sure. Fabricio Werdum, he got fined $600 for throwing that boomerang at Colby Covington in Australia. So yes, it was assault. The courts ruled it so. So don't be throwing boomerangs at people.
$600 though, that seems very.
So wait. That sucks as a penalty for a normal person. Well, it's not like Werdum makes some bazillion dollars either. $600 is a lot of money. I think that's all right. He just threw a boomerang. It's not like he threw a punch. A punch would maybe. That's like a real fucking weapon. That's like a deadly weapon. A boomerang's just, it's not nice, but
punch could also actually have done something to actually an arrest warrant to then serving some sort of jail time or community service type shit.
I don't have a problem with the price. Like if it's just a regular citizen, $600 is a lot. But
yes, but you did also assault somebody, so for $600.
Yeah, but would you do it again for $600? I wouldn't.
Werdum, with whatever the fuck he was going on about, doesn't really know what the fuck he was doing in the first place.
Yeah, I know. Werdum's a hothead. We know that. A lot of heavyweights are, so it's not a surprise. Especially Brazilians. Fucking Brazilians. Look, I love Brazilians. I don't hate them. It's just sometimes they don't see their own hypocrisy, I guess. Like, Werdum likes to say a lot of, like, if somebody talks shit against him, he becomes a big baby. But the second he does the shit talking, he doesn't see, like, that the table's turned and he's just being an asshole, right? Like,
right.
You could just be a nice guy, but no, you're just an asshole. And, hey, Jeremy Stevens versus Du Ho Choi got added as the main event to UFC St. Louis. That's in January. That's soon. I think that's the event after the Cyborg versus Home event. I could be wrong. But that's a good fight. Jeremy Stevens.
Yes,
Who did he just beat? Fuck, I should know this. It just happened.
Melendez.
Yeah, yes.
That was in September, but yeah.
He destroyed him.
Yes, he completely.
And Du Ho Choi lost to Cub Swanson. So
that was a year ago.
Yes, and that was an amazing fight. So that's why I'm looking forward to this fight.
But the thing, like, Du Ho Choi hasn't fought all year.
Yeah, it's an interesting decision. I don't know why he didn't.
Well, maybe because he just took so much fucking damage.
Yeah,
it took 6 months to get back into the gym, and then
it's probably a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
And Duho Choi's pretty young. How old is he? He's got to be like 21 or something. Maybe even younger. Oh, he's 26. Okay. I thought he was a
little. So he would have been 25 or so when he fought Swanson.
Yeah.
I thought Stevens went to 55. Okay, I guess he's just kind of jumps back up and down.
Oh, well, here we go. Robert Follis ruled a suicide. The coach we were talking about.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guess that makes sense that the wife didn't exactly say that. Glover Teixeira responds to Jimmy Manua's call out. That fight would actually kind of make sense. Manua could KO Teixeira very easily.
Well, it would be an excellent fight for Manua, that's for sure.
Kamaru Usman versus Emil Meek. I think that was supposed to happen this weekend, or it was supposed to happen sometime this month. They're moving it to St. Louis. So that St. Louis card is fucking actually really starting to look stacked. That's an alright card. But that just happened. Fresh off the presses. That's it, though, for this week. No more news.
Wow, that St. Louis card actually does look pretty good.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
You got Hall and Belfort, and then Van Zandt. Okay, sure. Then the Meek fight, and then Elkins is in there.
James Krause is on the card. Thiago Alves.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shit.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Even some of the women's fights, not bad. Like Daniel Taylor and JJ Aldridge. Not bad.
Jessica I.
Oh yeah, Jessica I too. Huh. Jessica I was supposed to fight Paige Van Zandt. Why are they on the same card and not fighting each other? Weird. I guess Paige Van Zandt does not want to fight Jessica I.
Well, both of them are fighting at 125 now.
Yeah, they were supposed to fight each other. I don't know.
I thought Jessica I was at 135.
She might have dropped. I don't know.
Yeah, and then Paige obviously was at 115 and has gone up. She's Paige is not small, so.
Kelindra Feria, she just won not too long ago, so I guess that's why they're putting her against Jessica I. Yeah, but no, that St. Louis card, pretty alright.
I got Thiago Alves versus Zach Cummings.
That's January 14th. The next event after Cyborg and Home.
This card looks better than the fucking pay-per-view.
If the pay-per-view was a free event, I would say it's a better event. But because it's a pay-per-view, I hold it to higher standards, and it's not as good. Like seriously, if this was a free event, UFC 219 is fine. It's a fine-looking event. But it's a pay-per-view. They want you to pay $60 for this.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely cannot.
Like the Fox event last weekend had more interesting fights than this one. It's weird. And the card seems small to me.
Yeah.
What are you going to have? One Fight Pass prelim, I guess? And then everything else is going to be on TV and on pay-per-view? That's what it looks like to me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, no, that is exactly.
Yeah, no, that does. Yeah, yep. You're right.
That's a short card.
The thing is, yeah, like if you actually have someone missing, like a Cyborg, you can make fucking weight.
Oh, imagine if they lose one of these fights.
Yeah, like if Cyborg not making weight is a fucking real possibility.
Oh, Khabib not making weight is a possibility.
Is a real fucking possibility.
Awesome.
The thing is, like, Khabib's not that big of a guy to be not making 155.
I guess so.
So, like, it must be because he uses his dad and whatever. Like, he doesn't actually use real people